Akatori Chapter 1 is a demo of what will eventually be a full game, simply called Akatori. This is a Metroidvania 2D action platformer with a dash of Souls-like mechanics. It is being developed by indie developer Codewakers. I got an early look at this demo thanks to the publisher HypeTrain Digital. This is a short review of the demo to provide some relatively detailed feedback. For some reason, I have a lot to say about it. The demo consists of 2 explorable areas, a rocky green area and a spiky crystal cavern, and then a boss fight at the end. The opening level is beautiful, green, and acts as a tutorial. Right at the beginning, there is a punching bag, and then a walk through the first area will get you adjusted to the basic mechanics. The environments are a nice blend of sprites and polygons that really remind me of PlayStation 1 games, only with our modern hardware. I really felt nostalgic playing this. I noticed that the footstep sound is slightly off from the animation. It starts a bit late after turning. Adjusting and balancing the sounds to my liking was a bit strange. There is no voice slider, and the sound effects don't include the ha, ooh, ah sounds from the character. I do appreciate the ambient slider. I like hearing wind and bird sounds, except in real life when they're right outside my window at 6 a.m. In this demo, there are a lot of large open areas with nothing in them. There are some nice skyboxes though. I ran into 2 mini-bosses that were just standing there in what seemed like a random area. I'm hoping that this is just a demo thing and that the final game will connect to the areas on the map better and make everything feel a bit more cohesive. Speaking of the map, I can't navigate around on the map yet, even though there is an indicator to do so. There are no symbols or indicators yet showing where rest spots are. It's very bare bones right now, and with maps in Metroidvanias being really good these days, I'm hoping that this is only a demo thing that will be fleshed out later. As for the character control, everything is smooth, responsive, and flows naturally. There is currently no controller remapping, but the game does have good controller support. The game ran great with no major frame drops. The general combat is with fists and staff. Attacking with fist fills up a meter, and then using the staff's various attacks will use up the meter. The higher the meter is, the more damage you do with the staff. The fist attacks are a 3-hit combo. You can air combo and launch enemies up into the air too. Hitting the top face button throws the staff. You can throw it at enemies to stun them. You can also throw it at a wall and use it as a spring to get up to higher platforms, or throw it vertically on the ground and bounce off it. You can just toss it away and recall it at any time, even mid-combat. You will be alternating between fists and staff a lot. You can embed the staff in the ground right in front of you and then attack to send it flying, which will do a lot of damage to enemies, but will take most of your meter as well. Then you can move in with your fists, recall the staff, etc. It's really fun once you get the hang of it. The staff is a little broken. You can just keep tossing it to stun flying and ground enemies infinitely. And since you have a bar that auto-fills, you can just long-range tag an enemy until your bar fills up and then use the powerful attack. You never even have to approach an enemy if you don't want to. The shielded mini-bosses were really easy with the staff because it completely stuns them. If not tested properly, there may be some infinite staff fist stun attacks that are possible. In general, combat feels a bit stiff. There really isn't animation canceling. Your fist attacks are pretty fast, and you get used to the flow of combat, but being able to jump mid-attack sequence or dodge cancel at the right moment would be invaluable. I hope there's a relic in the full game that enables it. Your healing animation takes a long time, but there is a relic to speed that up as well. You can actually cancel out of the drinking animation, and it will not heal you and still use up one of your heals. The only bug I discovered was a strange death that occurred after an air juggle. The enemy wasn't even attacking. I'm sure this is pretty much a demo issue. Defeating enemies gets you a lot of currency, and you can buy air dash and all the things you need really easily. There's also a section where you have to use the staff to get past spikes, but it can be completely ignored because you already have air dash. You sure do get a lot of upgrades for an early demo. Now for the Metroidvania exploration, the staff and a few relics are all you get, but you are able to go back and explore and find secrets that open up. I really like the mechanic in this cavern where you have a gauge on the right side of the screen that fills up when you fight and explore. You can even ring a bell to purify the chaos, but if you let the gauge fill up, the floor will break apart and you can find new pathways. Eventually there is some story and you go back to fight a boss, and I thought the fight was really fun and balanced. I got to use all of the combat tricks I learned in the demo, and it felt great to overcome this tough opponent. I have a few issues with the story presentation. There's a bit of dialogue to get you from the opening location to the big cavern dungeon area. You can talk to the background NPCs and they have the strangest dialogue, making you feel like too much of a distant observer than part of the story. Well, writing is hard. ... too long? Just add, "this is taking too long" at the beginning. There are a few other examples that are strange. Some of the NPCs have some really weird conversations which made me laugh a little bit because of the awkwardness. I've played games before that have fixed spelling errors and other things. Just get someone to do a bit of proofreading. Hey, I'm available. I thought this demo was really good, and by the time I got to the end, I was getting the hang of the combat and having a lot of fun. I hope to try out the full game when it releases. I'm sure the developers have more to do to balance the game and fix many of the issues found here, but I'm happy with what I played so far. Akatori looks to be coming along quite well. Pretty soon this demo will be available for everyone, so give it a shot if you like Metroidvanias or action games. This is Dan T from Twisted Banana Productions, tossing my staff aside and signing off.